Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the sixth episode of the U.S. History GCast as presented by Gibsonian Institute. So, we are going to be finishing up today with our lawmaking legislative branch of the Illinois State Constitution and reviewing the quizzes that we took yesterday. It looks like we've got it pretty well. And as I mentioned when studying for that quiz, that this is the portion that's going to be the biggest section on the Illinois State Constitution test. So if you're doing well with the quiz, good news is you'll do well with the test as well. And if not, we'll be able to get you there. A little bit of today's lesson is going to help strengthen your knowledge of the Illinois state legislative process. What we will be doing is utilizing iCivics. So one thing I need to make sure is that you're logging in to iCivics. Make sure you either use the account from last year or you are creating a new one. You will find on Google Classroom that there is a password or like a join code for each individual class. So make sure you're following the directions for that are posted on Google Classroom. You should be in the appropriate class. So 8A, 8B, and 8C. Make sure you're in there, and you'll notice the game that will be assigned. And the game that we're going to be looking at is Lawcraft, which looks at the lawmaking process of Congress, which again, that is the U.S. version of the state and the House of Representatives. That is different than the General Assembly, which is the Illinois Senate and the Illinois House of Representatives. So we're going to be seeing some differences, but also some similarities between the two of those. So what I want you to do is to play this game, have some fun, but then I want you to take notice and write down these similarities and differences. And you're going to put that into a document on Google Classroom. So as you're playing along and enjoying that, just make sure you're taking notice of similarities, which there are plenty, and then also some of the major key differences that you'll see between the two processes. Now, once we're done with that, make sure you submit everything onto Google Classroom and that you're following the instructions closely. It shouldn't be too confusing. It should be more of a fun and lighter way of making sure that we really understand the lawmaking process before moving on to the executive branch. I will have office hours again tomorrow between 12:30 and 1 if you need help logging in or getting this figured out. But for the most part, it should be pretty straightforward as long as you are joining that iCivics class appropriate for your class. All right. Now, if you have any questions, as always, you can either comment on the video, comment on Google Classroom, or you can email me directly at the sjfschool.us email address of mine. And then other than that, I look forward to seeing you again soon.